All right, so we're starting a new series and it's called Things We Refuse to Normalise in 2025. Episode 1, The Oligarchy. You've probably heard this word a lot in the last few days. So let's stop and unpack what it means for politics here in Australia and why at this moment it's time to fight back. An oligarchy is essentially a power structure by which a small group of individuals or corporations control a country. Sound familiar? There's a lot of people who would say that the US has been an oligarchy for a long time now. The only difference is that instead of it being obscured, it's no longer hidden. And what do oligarchies do? They run distraction tactics, they pit us against each other, because the more time we spend fighting each other, the less time we have to question and take on those in power. And that's what I want to talk about here, the threat of the oligarchy in Australian politics. Gina Rinehart, Rupert Murdoch, Clive Palmer. We've all seen them on private planes with Peter Dutton or on holidays with Pauline Hanson, and even hanging out with Anthony Albanese. Australia has a long history of following the path of the US. And as I'm talking, right-wing groups funded by billionaires and big corporations are running million-dollar attack ads against the Greens. Why? And it's no wonder, because we're the only political party speaking up and challenging their power, who instead of taking their donations will put the needs of people and the community first. Their influence on politics, it ends with us. And their obscene wealth, we're going to properly tax it and put it back into the community to fund the things that we all need. Billionaires are getting $67,000 an hour, while for many Australians, that is their paycheck for an entire year. And yet the government still gives these billionaires tax handouts. It's obscene. Now, Australia is just months out from a federal election, and the money from these billionaires and big corporations is pouring into the major parties to protect the status quo. Things are not going to change unless something seriously changes. We need to break up the two-party system. Unlike the US, Australia has preferential voting, which means we can put more Greens MPs in a minority parliament, keep Peter Dutton out, and get Labor to act. But we can't take anything for granted. It's going to take all of us. So if you're ready to join the fight, send us a DM. Follow the link in the bio to get involved. They've got money, but we've got each other, and we're organising. Because nothing changes if nothing changes, right?
Authorised by J. McCall, Australian Greens, Canberra.